Welcome to another video. Thank you for stopping by this channel. So today I want to speak about something that is very important, especially during the time of a job search. I want to have a very exciting conversation around the important skills that you need to have as a job seeker for a successful job search. Have you ever thought about your strategies, or have you ever analyzed and looked at your strategies as a job seeker? And of course, have you ever thought about what is it that you need to improve on, especially during the time of a job search, to ensure that the process is less frustrating, the process is shorter, and the process is fruitful? I know job search is a full-time job, and job search is not for the faint-hearted. But of course, there are some strategies, and of course, there are some skills that can make a huge difference, especially if you embrace them during the time of job search. So my name is Nelia Kungu, and welcome to this channel. In this video, I'm going to share 13 skills that you need to have for a successful job search. So let us get straight into it. The first and most important skill is the technical ability. Today, I don't think if there is a job, of course, if there is, then of course, very few jobs that does not require someone with an extra skill, like let's say computer skill, Excel skills, presentation. At least today, as when you set out to look for a job, it's important to have the technical skills. At least know how to use Excel, know how to do good presentations using maybe PowerPoint. And of course, this is knowledge that you can be learned online, can be learned. There are so many content, and rather there are so many places that information can be driven from on how you can be able to learn Excel on your own. So just ensure that even as you set out for job search, or even as you set out to look for opportunities, please work on your computer skills, work on your Excel skills, and work on your presentation skills and any other extra skill that you deem important for the type of job that you're looking for. Number two, and a very key skill that you need to have, or that you can't fail to have if you want to have a successful job search, is self-confidence. Self-confidence is very important, because there is no one who would like to work with someone who even doubt themselves. I'm not sure there's an employer outside here who wants to work with someone who does not even believe in themselves in the first place. So self-confidence, very key. Believe in yourself first before an employer or someone else can believe in you, or before someone else can trust you with anything. You need to trust yourself, you need to believe in yourself, and you need to see and believe in the value that is in yourself. So self-confidence is a great skill that has potential of expediting and increasing, and making your job search period very short. The third skill that I want to share for in this video, that is quite important and you need to have it for a successful job search, is communication skills. Whether written, spoken, or non-verbal, communication is very, very key, because communication is the way through you connect to anyone, whether potential employer or your colleagues. So then assess yourself on how do you speak. Are you able to speak well, even especially at the point of the interview? Are you able to articulate words very well? Are you audible? Can you speak well in the language that is required, especially during an interview? So it is very important that you assess your communication skills, just to know that you're able to, just to get to a position that you're able to communicate well. You're audible. Whatever you're saying can be correctly interpreted. So work on your communication skill, verbal, non-verbal. written, so that you and the most important that I also can't forget under communication is on listening skills, because I find so many people, of course most people, listen to answer rather than listening to understand. So please practice your listening, practice and work on your listening skills, because I even sometimes in interviews I encounter candidates, or rather you can encounter candidates that even before a panelist finished answering asking a question, they're already answering, or they're already finishing up statements. So work on your listening skills, because it could be one reason that is disadvantaging you, or rather that is delaying your job search process. Number four, very important skill that you need to have for a successful job search is strong, super strong work ethics. So by work ethics, I mean, look at how you relate and work with people. You need to, nobody will want to employ someone who cannot respect team members, who cannot work well with people, who does not listen, who does not appreciate other people. And under work ethics, professionalism is very, very key. I mean, at what time do you get to, even when you get a job or even during the interview, at what time do you keep time? How do you work, and how do you work with people? Are you respectful, or are you the type of person whose opinion is always on top? You're not always listening to other people's opinion. Do you also believe that other people's opinion can be different from yours, and the fact that they're different from yours does not mean that they are wrong? So please work on your work ethics. That is very key. And by the time you're doing that interview, you need to actually, even from your CV, you need to show, and you need to you need to show the employer, the potential employer, that you actually have strong work ethics by sharing scenarios of how you've been able to collaborate and work with your colleagues, maintain high level of professionalism, and please be able to demonstrate that in the interview. The next skill, that is number 5, that you need to have for a successful job search is research skills. I think the most important thing, especially when you're invited for an interview, is to do your research about the job, research about the company, research about the people that you're going to work with. So it's important that you research about the organization and research about the company. And now why it is important to have the right research skills is to know what exactly are you supposed to research, because you can also research and be researching on the wrong things. So to know what exactly is it that you need to research during a job interview, it is important that you have the right research skills, so then you know in terms of your job, in terms of the job, what exactly do you need to research. For example, you need to research the key challenges that people in that job faced. You need to research what is it that is most difficult about that job, and for that particular organization, especially if it is not a new job, you also need to research why, as the people who are the job holders in that job previously, why have they left. And you also need to research things like how long do people stay in that job? What's the average time that people actually stay in that job? So research skills help you to know then what do I need to research. When it comes to about the organization, what is it that I need to research about? Maybe the history of the organization, who are the leaders of that organization, who are the management, what is the business, how is the business performing, who are the competitors, what is the market share, and all that. So if you have the correct research skills, then it can actually be able to tell you that what is it that you need to research for that interview. So the next one, and number 6, that you need to a skill that you need to possess for a successful interview, a successful job search, is being aggressive. You need to be aggressive, because you encounter so many people maybe who have given up, who have gotten to a point maybe they've lost hope, or who are maybe just sitting waiting for jobs to find them. To be honest, these jobs don't find people. We have to actually go outside and look for the jobs. So maybe if you've been sitting or maybe waiting for a connection to send a job your way, it is time you get up, get to those social media platforms, get to where jobs are posted, the professional sites like LinkedIn. Please get there and look for those opportunities and apply for the jobs that you qualify. So there's a difference between that person who is aggressively looking and that person who is comfortably waiting or comfortably hoping that a job or a friend or someone else, I'm actually not saying that it is bad maybe to get connected to a job. It's actually a good thing because it increases your chances of getting that job, and it also lessens the frustration. But what I'm trying to say is that it is not the time that you're going to sit down and wait for jobs to find us. So please, if you're still waiting for jobs to find you, wake up, get up, and increase the level of aggressiveness. Be more aggressive, interact more with the people within that industry that you're pursuing, that job that you're pursuing, so you're able to seize opportunities and not actually be passed by opportunities. So aggressiveness, it's an important skill, and of course a must-have skill for successful job search. And number 7 skill that you need to have for successful job search is the ability to network. Not just network, but ability to network effectively. The time for job search is the time to know the network that you need to reach out to and the network that you need to keep for successful job search. So it is the time to check people within your contact, your LinkedIn contact, your previous or maybe your former colleagues. It is the time to know who is it that is in the industry that I want to get into. Who is it that is in the company or in the space that I want to get into, and get to connect with these people, get to network. Where do I find people within my industry? Are they in a club? Then you need to get into that club, get to be a member of that club. Do they have coffee meetings every now and then? Maybe every other day I need to get to these coffee meetings. So it is the time that you need to network effectively and correctly with the right people, so that you position yourself strategically for opportunities in the spaces where those people are. And number 8 skill that you need to have is creativity. And I always say that every time a job is posted, there are thousands, hundreds of people who are eyeing that same job. And every time a job advert is put outside there, I'm sure companies receive so many applications. So then what is it that one unique thing about you that will set you apart? Because I know out of the hundreds or so, there are so many people qualified for the job, so many even than qualified, with even one overqualified. So what is it that will set you apart? That is where the bit of creativity comes in. You need to be creative and actually convince the potential employer that there's something unique, there's a unique skill, a unique initiative, a unique input that you are going to bring if you're hired. So are you able to convince the potential employer or the recruiter that there's something so unique about you? You're a very creative person. You can turn ideas, you can actualize ideas into something that will be profitable to the organization, into something that will solve a problem that the organization is suffering from. You're very creative. You can come up, you can birth new ideas, mind-blowing ideas that will take the business to the next level. So creativity is it's a key skill if you need to be successful in any job search. Another skill that you need to have, which is very key for a job search, is organization skills. You need to demonstrate that you're organized. So now let me give you an example of organization. Maybe just how a recruiter or a potential employer can actually be able to just maybe look at you as a candidate, or look at your documents, your application documents as a candidate, and say, this is not the type of person you're looking at. Because for example, if they look at something like your CV, the way it is organized, they look at your CV and say, so if this person could not even take time to work on their CV and produce a quality document, what will convince us, or what will convince me that this person will actually be a good fit for our business? So it is important that you work on your job search tools. I say this every now and then. It is important that you work on your job search tool, that is the CV, the cover letters, your LinkedIn profile, and just be able to demonstrate that organization. That is who you are. Because the way you display your job search documents, the way you speak, the way you prepare yourself or your peer for an interview, that speaks about who you are. Because you don't want to tell me that an interview or a job, something that is very important, you'll appear for a job just anyhowly, and you want to convince an employer that in another life, of course, maybe apart from this interview, you're actually very organized and very, a well coordinated person. So ensure your documents are well organized, your CVs well done, your applications are well organized, so you're able to demonstrate that bit of organization even at the point of the interview or at the point of the application. And also you get to the interview, you should be able to demonstrate organization by giving examples of how you've been able to you've lived in your previous or your current work, or how you've demonstrated the skill of organization in your previous work. Another key skill that you can't miss to have for a successful job search is time management. I don't know if there's anyone who's watching this video who has ever gotten to an interview late. Personally, I have. At a point, I got to an interview late. But again, was the lateness caused by failing to calculate the estimated time well, the time that will take to get to the interview destination well, or was it about lateness or lateness that is caused by disorganization on how you didn't plan? So whatever it is that caused that, the least thing you want to do is to get to an interview late. And sometimes it is funny how you even find, even for virtual interviews, you'll find a candidate logging in late. And of course, the reason being they were either not able to set themselves up, the microphone was not working, so many excuses. So now the least thing you want to do is to log in or get into an interview session late. Time management, how do you keep your time? So when it comes also to an interview, going for an interview or logging in for an interview, please, if it's a physical interview, ensure you're there at least 15 to 10 minutes before time, so you're able to relax, you're able to compose yourself, you're able to ensure that you have everything that is needed, so you're able to also ease the anxiety that usually comes with an interview. So time management is very key, is very critical if you want to succeed in job search. Another important skill is authenticity. Being authentic, being who you are. It's a skill that so many people struggle with, and especially nowadays that people can actually get a lot of information about interviews online. The least you want to do is to try to memorize those how to answer most commonly asked interview questions. Please go research, get the insights, get the insights, read on the answers, but never memorize. Never bring it out in a way that it shows you're paraphrasing or memorizing someone else's idea or someone else's answer. It's very important to show an evidence of authenticity during an interview. Be authentic, be who you are, be very real. Be very real when you're there. And an interview is not a conversation to fake things so that you appear appealing or so that you appear that you're the best person. And that's sometimes where I tell people that to be very honest, sometimes even if you don't know a question in an interview, instead of trying to fake or to lie that it comes out badly, that you're actually just saying something that you don't know, with all due respect, sometimes it is just okay to just say that I'm not well versed with that area, or I'm not able to answer that question now, but we can pass and we come back to it later as you think through. So you also don't try to appear smart or appear smart or appear that you know something that when you begin to answer, you mess yourself terribly. So authenticity is very real. Get into that interview room when you're yourself, no faking it, no trying to memorize answers that maybe we had read online or we had watched tutorials. Being who you are and living by that throughout that interview session. Another skill that is very, very important for a successful job search is being able to demonstrate that you can work independently. I know most people, most CVs read that you can work without supervision, you can work without supervision, you can work independently, you can be trusted, but demonstrate that in an interview and in your CV by giving an example. where you had worked independently? In terms of supervision, are you the type of person who wants to be followed, who wants to be told, do this, do that? So you must be able to show that you can be able to work independently, because there's already a lot that is going on in every business, a lot. And I'm not sure there's anyone who will want to work with someone they want to follow, someone they want to keep on following, someone who cannot be trusted, someone who, let's say, when your boss is not in, when your boss is not in, you're also out. The moment your boss leave, you leave. You cannot be trusted even with work. You cannot be trusted even the time that your boss is not there. Maybe you're the type of person your boss will not be there, but they keep on even making calls just to ensure, are you really in the office, or sending reminders to ensure you deliver on a task that you're supposed to deliver on. So being able to work independently without being followed is very, very important for a successful job search. Another very important skill, and the last important skill that you're going to talk about, is interpersonal abilities. So interpersonal abilities, because everywhere you're going to go, you're going to work with people. Everywhere. I don't think there's any place you're going to be hired that you'll work alone. You're going to work with people, your stakeholders, whether the primary or the secondary stakeholders that you're going to serve. Either your internal or your external clients. Interpersonal abilities. How do you deal with people in terms of your emotional intelligence? Are you the person that you make decisions based on the hearsays? Are you the type of person who, when you receive a message, or when you receive when someone reports something to you, the person who just gets out of your seat even without researching or without querying further to understand what really happened? Are you that type of person? How do you work the interpersonal abilities? To what level is your maybe emotional stability? I think that's one of the most important things that most people struggle with, even at the workplace. How much can you take in, even from your colleagues? And how do you work with people? So ensure that you work on your interpersonal abilities, your relationship with people, so that you ensure that you're able to work well within a team, because that is a very key, important, and determinant of success in each and every job that you're going to apply for. So I hope this content was relatable. I hope this made sense to you, and please, I would like to see to continue with this conversation on the comment section. So please just share on more tips, on more skills that you think are key for somebody who is job searching, or that has worked for you. Which skill were you able to demonstrate? Which skill did you hold on to? Which skill was very important and for your job search, and what is it that made your job search successful? Thank you once again for watching this video. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, just subscribe and put on the notification button, so that you're the first person to be notified whenever I upload a content. Thank you.